Yeah, yeah. What time? 3:30. Yeah. What time are you gonna come by? Yeah. We could ride over there together. 2:30. 'Kay. And good morning. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Making sure, yeah, we're on. Hopefully you're doing good. We've got lots of sunshine, and I know that you've been probably wondering, well, the sunshine is great, and the mornings are nice, but when are we going to see some rain? And to be honest, I do not see a good chance for rain for a while. As you can see by the graph here, I'm going to change that. Instead of 10 to 14 days, I think mainly rain-free over the next 7 to 10. Once we get to around the 10th of October, middle part of October, sometime between the 10th and the 20th, it looks like to me we're going to have a pretty decent cold frontal boundary move in. I know it's kind of a bold statement, but that's the way it looks. And to me, I think like lows near 60, high temperatures upper 70s, like something like that, with a chance for rain. Then I'll show you the 14-day. I've updated it. Hopefully it'll show here. Next 7 days, nice mornings, very warm afternoons, but boy, the mornings have been nice. And we do have an ozone action day today. If you're sensitive to the air quality, just keep that in mind. Okay, so next several days, I don't see a whole lot changing. The upper level ridge is going to build right back in, and temperatures for highs will be low to mid 90s, 92, 93, 94, and the average high temperature is right around 87 degrees or so. So pretty much what you see is what you get, and I just don't see a whole lot of changes. Here's our ozone action day for today. If you're sensitive to the air quality, just limit your time outdoors this afternoon. Mainly just an afternoon phenomenon, and I know you've heard me talk about it, but the way it happens is you got a lot of cars on the road, you got a lot of sunshine, and the winds are going to be really light, so that helps to promote the buildup of ozone in the lower part of the atmosphere, and I think that's probably going to happen. Temperature out there, 83. The low this morning, 66. Record low, 46. Wouldn't that be nice? The only way we get down to 46 this time of the year is a big, huge cold front coming out of Canada. Record high, 96, set back in 2019. If you're doing anything this evening, I think weather's going to be really nice. I mean, as you can see by the camera there, lots of clear skies. Temperatures this evening will be in the 80s, and I think we're headed for just a really beautiful day and a beautiful night, but it is going to be a little warm by the end of September standards. Can you believe that tomorrow is the first day of October? 83 degrees. Bernie right now is 82. Look at Seguin and Pleasanton and Gonzales and Hallettsville. That is really warm for this time of the year. They're almost at 90, and we're not even at the noon hour. Those are the 11 o'clock observations. I think the water vapor, I think this water vapor pretty much says it all. Last week, do you remember last week I was talking about how there would be a little system that would come out of the desert southwest and across the Rockies, but would be too far to the north to help us out as far as rainfall, but we'd have quite a bit of high-level cloudiness on Monday. That's exactly what happened. Yesterday's high was 87, which is normal for this time of the year, but today you can see what is going on. Those yellows and oranges, which is dry atmosphere, is moving back in, and that's why we have barely hardly a cloud in the sky out there. So for the rest of the week, upper level ridge builds in. It's our friend. And the ridge, though, by the weekend, will back down a little bit. Next week, what I think is probably going to happen, you can see by this is the European model, by the way, is we're going to have the ridge still there, kind of in a weaker fashion, but still there. So I think the net result next week is going to be much of the same, with lows in the upper 60s near 70, high temperatures in the lower 90s to mid 90s, somewhere around there. There may be, once we get past the 7th, quite a bit of thunderstorm activity and showers in the Gulf. But this time of the year, if anything does develop, it has a much better chance to go into Mexico or take a shot towards Florida. And that's what usually happens. Is it impossible for us to be impacted? No, but it's highly unlikely. Matter of fact, I think for the rest of hurricane season, we've got a much better chance of being impacted by something out of the Pacific than out of the Gulf. Speaking of the Atlantic Basin, let's take a quick look here. We've got Umberto and Imelda. Imelda now is a hurricane, and Umberto just continues to weaken. Poor Umberto. Now a Category 1, Imelda is a Category 1, and not very often do you see two Category 1 hurricanes that close together there in the Atlantic. And you know, the Bermuda High has been so weak this year that these systems, as soon as they develop, they start moving northwest or north and just clear house and just go out in the Atlantic. And look at this motion. I mean, just away from the U.S. We don't want to come anywhere near the U.S. We're going to go just towards Bermuda and take off. And that's the way the season has been so far. Okay, this is what I think is going to happen as we head through the rest of the day. Lots of sun, highs in the low 90s. There we go, right there. And lows tomorrow in the upper 60s. Right there, and highs tomorrow, I think low to mid 90s, like 94, something like that. And let's take a look at that 14-day. Today is an impact day because of the ozone action day. Tomorrow could be, they just don't put it out in advance, but I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow isn't an impact day as well. If it's not an impact day, then ozone action day. If it's not an ozone action day, then it won't be an impact day. For the rest of the week, I think highs low to mid 90s, 93, 94. Low temperatures upper 60s to around 70. Over the weekend, upper 60s, highs lower 90s. And next week, you can see what I've got here, 93 to 94, maybe even 95. So next week, really warm. However, look what I'm doing here at the very end of the 14-day. I can almost promise you that it won't work out exactly like I've got it here, but I think close. So let's just say sometime between the 11th and the 15th, I'm expecting some kind of cold front to move in, and temperatures will be a little cooler and a chance for some rain. At least that's the way it looks right now. Cross your fingers. Hopefully that'll work that way. Okay, I got to run and do the noon show. Make sure to watch us 4, 5, 6, and 10. I'll be back tomorrow morning, and for updates, go to KENS 5 Plus. Hope you have a great day, and thank you for streaming. We really appreciate it. Okay, we'll see you later.